Kara Braxton, two-time WNBA champion, is dead at just 43 years old, and the shockwaves from her sudden passing are still moving through the basketball world in a way that feels almost unreal. A woman who once dominated the paint with raw strength and fearless intensity is now being remembered in tributes, highlight reels, and tearful social media posts. Her life, defined by resilience, passion, and an unbreakable competitive fire, has been cut tragically short following a car accident in the Atlanta area. The news spread quickly, and disbelief turned into heartbreak as former teammates, coaches, fans, and loved ones struggled to process how someone so powerful could be gone so suddenly. Kara Leanna Braxton was born on February 18, 1983 in Jackson, Michigan. From an early age, she stood out. She was tall, remarkably tall for a young girl, but what truly set her apart wasn't just her height, it was her presence. Even as a child, she carried herself with confidence. She wasn't timid about being different, she embraced it. Standing 6'6" as an adult, she would become one of the most physically imposing players in women's basketball. But that physical stature was only part of her story. Growing up in Michigan, Braxton quickly gravitated toward basketball. For many tall kids, the sport becomes an obvious suggestion from coaches and teachers. But for Kara, it became something deeper. It became her outlet, her proving ground, her stage. She didn't just play the game, she attacked it. Coaches saw raw potential in her footwork and coordination. Teammates saw someone who refused to lose. Opponents saw a force they had to prepare for. In high school, she blossomed into a dominant player. Yes, her height gave her an advantage, but it was her skill development that made her elite. She worked on her post moves relentlessly. She developed a soft touch around the rim. She learned how to use her body not just to overpower opponents, but to outmaneuver them. She wasn't simply taller, she was smarter and more determined. College recruiters noticed immediately. When she committed to the University of Georgia, she stepped into one of the most competitive environments in women's college basketball. The Southeastern Conference is known for physicality, speed, and relentless competition. As a freshman, she didn't ease her way in. She made an impact right away. Averaging double figures in scoring, she quickly became a centerpiece of Georgia's offense. She earned SEC Freshman of the Year honors, solidifying her status as one of the most promising young centers in the country. Night after night, she battled some of the best players in the NCAA. She learned how to handle double teams. She absorbed hard fouls. She developed thicker skin under the spotlight. Her presence in the paint became a defining feature of Georgia's identity. She was intense. She was emotional. She played with visible passion. Fans loved her energy, and opponents feared her dominance inside. But her college career wasn't without turbulence. During her junior year, disciplinary issues led to her dismissal from the team. It was a devastating setback. Critics questioned her maturity. Analysts speculated about her future. For many athletes, that kind of controversy can derail everything. But Kara Braxton refused to let that moment define her entire story. Instead of retreating, she made a bold decision. She declared for the 2005 WNBA Draft. It was a risk. Some questioned whether teams would overlook the controversy. Others wondered if she was ready. But talent has a way of speaking louder than doubt. When the Detroit Shock selected her 7th overall, it was a turning point. The Shock were building a powerhouse at the time. They were tough, defensive-minded, and hungry for championships. Braxton fit that culture perfectly. She walked into a locker room filled with strong personalities and high expectations, and she embraced the challenge. Her rookie season proved she belonged. She averaged solid numbers, earned all rookie team honors, and showed flashes of brilliance that hinted at something bigger. She battled veteran post players without fear. She didn't shy away from contact. In fact, she seemed to thrive on it. Every rebound felt like a fight she was determined to win. Then came the 2006 season, a defining year. In just her second season in the league, Kara Braxton helped lead the Detroit Shock to a WNBA championship. Throughout the playoffs, she delivered crucial minutes, anchoring the paint and providing scoring when it mattered most. Championships are often remembered through highlight shots and MVP performances, but insiders know they're built on grit, toughness, and role players who do the dirty work. Braxton excelled in that role. She boxed out relentlessly. She fought for loose balls. She set screens that freed up teammates. She protected the rim with authority. 2 years later, in 2008, she and the Shock did it again. Another championship, another moment etched into history. 2 titles in 3 seasons is no coincidence. It's the mark of a player who understands sacrifice and teamwork. By then, Braxton wasn't just a contributor, she was a champion with credibility. In 2007, between those championship runs, she earned a WNBA All-Star selection. That honor confirmed what fans and opponents already knew. Kara Braxton was one of the league's most formidable centers. She had developed into a reliable scorer in the post, capable of finishing through heavy contact. Defensively, she altered shots and controlled rebounds. Opposing coaches had to design game plans specifically to limit her presence. Over the course of her career, she would also wear the jerseys of Tulsa, Phoenix, and New York. Each stop brought new challenges, new teammates, new systems, but her intensity remained constant. Whether starting or coming off the bench, she brought the same energy. Younger players often described her as demanding but supportive. She expected effort, she expected accountability, she pushed teammates to be tougher, because that's how she approached every game herself. Statistically, she averaged around 10 points and 5 rebounds per game across her WNBA career. But numbers don't capture intimidation. They don't measure leadership. They don't show the emotional spark she provided when a team needed momentum. When Kara Braxton stepped on the floor, you felt it. The energy shifted. The paint became her territory. Off the court, she was layered and deeply passionate. Friends describe her as protective of those she loved. She had a loud, infectious laugh. She spoke her mind. She carried herself with the same boldness off the hardwood as she did on it. And above all, she was a devoted mother. Her 2 sons were the center of her world. Those close to her say that motherhood reshaped her priorities. Basketball had given her fame and fulfillment, but her children gave her purpose beyond the game. She wanted them to understand resilience. She wanted them to see that mistakes don't end dreams. She wanted them to inherit her strength, not just physically, but emotionally. In the days following her passing, tributes flooded social media. Former teammates shared stories of late-night practices where she refused to quit. Coaches remembered her competitive fire during playoff runs. Fans reposted highlight clips of her dominating the paint, celebrating with teammates, and lifting championship trophies. The WNBA community mourned collectively. Kara Braxton was part of a generation that helped shape the league during crucial growth years. She played in an era when women's basketball was still fighting for mainstream respect. The spotlight wasn't always bright. Media coverage wasn't always generous, but she and her peers showed up every night and competed fiercely. They laid the groundwork for the league's evolution. Her passing at 43 feels particularly cruel because it came at a stage of life when new chapters are often just beginning. Many former players transition into coaching, mentorship, broadcasting, or business ventures. Friends say she had aspirations beyond the court. She was exploring opportunities, she was building the next phase of her life, and she was cherishing time with her family. The details surrounding the accident remain under investigation, but what remains undeniable is the void she leaves behind. Sudden loss has a way of stopping time. There's no farewell speech, no final game, just a headline and a flood of memories. For Detroit Shock fans, her name will forever be linked to championship glory. For younger fans learning her story today, she represents a fierce competitor who refused to be defined by setbacks. Her legacy is not just about trophies, it's about redemption, about growth, about resilience. Kara Braxton's life sends a powerful message. Adversity does not have to be the end. She faced criticism, she faced controversy, she faced doubt, and she responded with championships, all-star recognition, and a decade-long professional career. When people remember her, many picture the same scene. Braxton planted under the basket, shoulders squared, eyes locked in, refusing to move. That image captures her essence, determined, powerful, unapologetic. Her children will grow up knowing their mother was a champion in every sense of the word. Fans will continue to revisit her highlights. Teammates will continue to tell stories about her grit and loyalty, and the banners she helped raise will continue to hang as silent tributes to her contribution. Kara Braxton was never just a stat line. She was never just a draft pick. She was a competitor who battled through adversity, a champion who earned her place, a mother who loved fiercely, a presence that commanded respect. The basketball world has lost one of its warriors, but her impact will endure. Championships live in record books, legacy lives in hearts, and Kara Braxton's legacy is undeniable. Make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more celebrity updates just like this.